Welcome to First Look, brought to you by the Edamame Anime Club. I'm your co-host Steve, and I'm joined by my other co-host Alexander.
Nice to be here.
We are this segment we have called First Look is where we watch the first two episodes of an anime, and it could be an old anime, a new anime, something that everyone's talking about, and we tell you whether we think you should watch it or drop it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for this one. Which one are we doing, Alexander?
Today we got a doozy for you guys. It is called Reborn as a Vending Machine. I now wander the dungeon. So another isekai anime, Reborn as a Vending Machine, is the premise of this one.
Does it feel like isekais are just getting very outlandish?
Yes, very much so. I know there's like a smartphone isekai.
Oh yeah. You were telling me about that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Let's get into this one. All right. Well, let's. You want to tell us about the director, the anime, like the studio?
This anime is done by Studio. I just had it. Here we go. It's produced by Slow Curve and animated by Studio Gokumi and Axis. Both of which don't ring a bell to me. I wouldn't know. I'd have to go search into what the other did, but.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I've never heard of them either.
They're not one of the big studios that produce the good stuff.
And we were actually watching this on Hulu, right?
Actually, the only place we could find it was at Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay. So
and we went to Evo a couple weeks ago, and Crunchyroll had a whole booth with free merch. It was pretty awesome. But one of the cutouts was Boxo.
Oh yes.
Which is the vending machine that we're referring to. And they had a big cutout of him. It looked like it was like actual size too.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Yeah. It was a pretty nice size. Yeah. So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, so that's kind of what made us decide we wanted to watch it. We saw that and we were like, what is this? So
we definitely wanted to start the first look with an anime that we both haven't seen. That way we can give an honest opinion, but also one that was outlandish to where it's more interesting.
Yes.
And the way we'll go about this is kind of a pros and cons way down the list. We'll talk about all the things we liked, and then we'll talk about the things we don't like, and then we'll follow up with whether you should watch it or drop it. Obviously, spoiler alerts throughout the. We only watched the first two episodes. Yeah, and we don't. And there's a reason for that, and we'll cover why we watched the first two episodes. Actually, we'll cover it right now. The reason we watched the first two episodes is because we wanted to hear the introduction.
Yes, the introduction is always like a major part of an anime for me. Like I love seeing the introduction. I love hearing the music. It's like one of the things that sets the tone to an anime whenever I'm watching it. Like I'm one of those people that I will watch the intro every single time I'm watching a new episode. Like I don't care if it's trash or not. Whether I really like it, like I will watch the intro just as kind of like I guess like a ritual kind of thing.
He does watch it. We watch anime together all the time, and we're always watching the intros and
the outros. We watch the outros too.
But a lot of the ones we watch, the outros are different.
Yeah.
So let's start off with this. I really the first episode wasn't the. Let's talk about the journey that starts it all. So this anime really jumped right into it. It starts off like within 5 minutes, he's a vending machine.
Yeah, he's like already a vending machine. His death takes like maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's like in the first I said 5 minutes, but like probably a minute.
Yeah.
The first minute he is a vending machine, which I kind of liked. I think that's a pro, like getting right into it. There was no build up because one thing I don't want to do is focus on a story that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we're focusing on the actual story of him being a vending machine, which what did you think about it? Like
it didn't try to go too much into his background as a character before he died and was a vending machine, which I liked. Yeah, it just jumped right into it. He's a vending machine. Here we go.
And the way he did it was he's driving a motorcycle. A vending machine's coming off the off the back of a truck, and he ends up driving off of
he's like crushed by the vending machine. He's like trying to stop the vending machine from falling over off the truck, and he gets killed by the vending machine. And yeah, that's basically it.
That was definitely I do like that it jumped right into it. I mean, I feel like a lot of other isekais that I've seen, I've only seen a couple of them, but they take a while. They build off the character, then they become an isekai. Like typically like episode 2 or midway through episode 1.
Yeah, they'll have like flashbacks and stuff like that. Yeah. There was none of that in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, so that was really I think a really good way of starting it off right to the point. What else do you think was a really good pro for this anime?
Pro for the anime. This is the easiest one. Lamis.
Yes, yeah.
That's the one big pro. Great character design. I really like the way she's was designed, and she's like basically the main supporting cast member. Like finds Boxo.
Yeah, she finds this
Yeah,
vending machine. Boxo. Is it Box or Boxo? He find Boxo, whatever.
I
He
think it's
finds this
Boxo.
vending machine out in the middle of nowhere, and she's hungry. And I like this character because they don't have a lot of faith in her. Like they thought she was dead.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
thought she was dead, and obviously Box saved her.
yeah.
And
She saved her because she had a bunch of money and was able to buy a bunch of stuff off the vending
yeah,
machine.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
that's what happened. Like it was kind of like a mutual relationship, but benefiting relationship. But I did like you're absolutely right. She makes this anime so enjoyable.
Mhm.
Just her ability, she's super strong.
Yeah.
She was gifted like the power, right? They said something about her being gifted like super strength.
I know she's super strong. I don't know if I recall that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think they mentioned something like that because not everyone's super strong.
yeah, yeah.
Not every, and really you can go off of that and talk about some of the other characters there. I think some of the other characters are really good supporting characters as well, like the director of like Hunt, the director of the Hunt, the bear. I think he looks like a really good character for just like getting the plot moving along and
Yeah,
getting the
yeah.
group. Um, and I'm not too fond of the person that's the vending machine.
Yeah, he's pretty bland.
Yeah, I mean his whole. Well, we'll cover
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
we're
let's
starting
chill
to
out.
get,
Let's
we're
chill out.
starting to
Yeah,
get
we're
into
good
the
jumping
cons.
ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so I do like that character. Another pro that I thought was really fantastic about this anime was the introduction was not terrible.
Are you talking like the animated introduction
Yeah,
or
not the music,
Okay.
just like the introduction itself.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it looked
okay.
really nice, good
Yeah,
scenery. Yeah,
the animation's not bad at all.
yeah,
It doesn't really feel clunky or look low budget necessarily.
yeah.
Um,
And the way they start introducing like the members.
yeah.
They slowly start pulling out people that are like in the group, and I think that was really cool. I always like how they do that. They do that with like they did it with Chainsaw Man. They did that with they do that with most Akadama Drive.
Mhm.
They do that where they introduce like the characters, and you're like waiting for them to like appear,
Yeah.
and I like that. But that was another like positive thing I can say about this anime. You're really fighting it,
Let's
right? You're
see.
trying to find some good stuff about it.
I don't know what else is there.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that might be it that I could think of.
That's sick. Should we start shitting on this anime? You want to just jump to that? It's
Uh,
been how long have we been filming for? Like 3-4 minutes. We're about to jump in. All right, guys, we're just gonna start shitting on it. All right, let's get into the music. The introduction music was not great.
Yeah, very forgettable. We listened to it again, like right before we started this podcast. I already forgot it again.
That's how like it's not memorable at all.
Yeah.
And we were talking while I was playing, and I didn't even notice it finished. It's just it's not catchy. It doesn't like get me going. It doesn't pump me up. I just don't like it. It reminds me of when Ichigo goes to fight in Bleach. And you know, like that.
Hey, Ichigo's theme song is the goated.
But I didn't like it. Yeah, that's one big con. I feel like the music mixed with like the scenery, with the characters, with the scenes, like it really makes it so much better. I mean, we did Chainsaw Man. If you haven't seen Chainsaw Man episode, go check that full episode out. It's already on the channel. And there's a scene where like the beat drops or like the music gets more intense, and he's like running down the side of a building. It just goes really well with it. I didn't get that here.
This there's a few action scenes, a few impactful moments, if you will, and where I guess the theme music picks up. But yeah, it's very
Very forgettable.
very just not there. It doesn't make you feel like something important is happening or is about to happen or anything like that. Like he might as well just be sitting there as a vending machine.
Just no music, just the credits rolling. That might have been better.
That might have been better. Yeah, they should just gone absurd with it. Done like some heavy metal ridiculous. I don't know.
I would have loved that more.
Yeah.
That would have made it more outlandish to me and more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So that was a big one for me.
All right. So I think the biggest con for me when trying to watch this is like, I'm trying to go along with it. I want to get into this idea that he's a vending machine, and I want to see him do some cool stuff. Some cool things happen between him and the main character, especially Lamas. really all he does is like give them food, and he's like, oh yeah, well it's cold out, so let me give them like hot ramen. How amazing is that? And everyone's like, oh, this is awesome. It tastes so good. Like that typical like um how anime likes to do it, where they talk about how amazing Japanese food is. It's like the same thing happening here, because
Yeah.
it's isekai, and we're just like, oh my god, the udon is so good.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah.
it was definitely, yeah, you're right, you're right. It's not like epic. Like he's just
Yeah.
providing
Oh,
food.
this green honey tea is
So-
it's so
so-
amazing. I've never had anything like
Yeah,
this.
and then like
before.
a month later, like I'm kind of over like the honey.
Yeah.
I'm over the tea. I wish there was something else. And then he changes it.
Yeah, that's
He has
like
the ability to change it.
yeah, that's like a big plot point. Like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be impressed with that.
yeah, to change the prices too. So
Yeah.
he could take a hit on that if he's fighting the gross profit. Yeah.
And another thing about this, like saying like he's got that like like a weird ability tree. Like he can change his vending machine settings, right? But with the money that people can spend,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. They put the money in, and then he can like augment himself, changes stuff. Like I was always waiting for him to be like, all right, now it's time to be like a badass vending machine somehow. Like
Yes.
change his powers or something, or maybe he'll give them like a super potion, or I don't know, anything like that. But yeah, it's all just food.
Just like food
Yeah,
and drinks,
all
like
food.
not even like I have like first aid drink. There's a scene where they had a setup for like a first aid drink or something, like some kind of first aid, and it's like Power
He just gives them like
It's like an energy drink.
Yeah, vitamin water.
Yeah, so that's definitely lame. It's so lame. It's
Yeah.
lame. It's lame. Sorry, guys. I know you're gonna. I'm sure that somebody's watched the whole series and read all the light novels. Is like, no way. But like in the season 4 light novel 27, he gets armed. I'm sure he does. But we're talking from just these first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
We saw.
I was waiting for something to happen,
I was too,
and
yeah.
and it never reached that point for me.
Yeah,
so,
and see, we don't hate. We love anime.
yes,
That's why we're here. We love anime. We don't want to shit on this anime. We don't want to like break it down. We try to enjoy it. Like we tried really hard. We watched it, and there was just so many different things. Another big issue that I found with this anime that I just can't really look past is his like like the whole idea of him just like being carried.
Oh, being carried around like by
Isn't that
by
like
Lamus.
annoying as hell?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think you've heard me talk about my only critique of Metal Gear Solid 2. I know this is I know it's my favorite game, number 1, except there's a very part where you have to carry like the girl around on your because you can't swim. I just felt like he was useless. Like he was just pointless because he can't walk, and the girl's just like legitimately carrying him from like site to site to business to business.
I also found it very contrived that like Lamus is like clumsy, right? But the moment she puts him on his back because he's like a giant vending machine,
yeah.
now she can like now she's like articulate and can hit things and like is agile. Like it makes
He's like a counterbalance.
yeah, it's like makes no sense to me.
That's so dumb. And like also he had a good chance to like be a hero and save them from like the Frog King.
Okay, yeah,
And you remember seeing that, right?
yeah.
So, what would you the best bet think? Would you think, oh, let me give them soda or Diet Coke, right? It was Diet Coke. I don't know what the chemical compound is. Diet soda or Diet Coke, whatever they giving him. And then let me change my form. We didn't know this.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can change his form, and he has now changed into a Mentos. And he was trying to tell them, because he can't talk, by the way. We
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
said-
He only says like 3 different things.
he has like
the entire time.
phrases that a
Yeah.
vending machine would say. And if you're in America, our vending machine don't say shit. But over there, they always say welcome, thank you, come back again, all that, those catchphrases. So he doesn't speak. So he's using these catchphrases to tell these people who don't know anything about soda, don't know nothing about Mentos, don't know what happens when you mix them, to put them in the drink and then aim it at this king frog that's on fire.
Yeah.
Now, I do like very outlandish anime.
I mean, it was outlandish.
Yeah, it's just like that to me was like overkill. There were so many other ways he could have helped, I think.
Like, I think I was telling you at this time. I wanted it to be outlandish, like him giving like a hand grenade or something and blow the frog up. Like I thought that would have
He
been
thought,
better.
that's really out there. I would not a vending machine. I don't know if vending machines is giving out grenades.
You're right, but it's Japan. Weapon like any type of weapons outlawed there. Yeah, they can't be doing that. I just I was looking for something like that, something absurd. Instead, they went absurd in like the opposite way. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe later on they do that in season finale. He changes his snacks are like grenades and like bazookas and
Yeah.
stuff. He starts off with wooden weapons and it builds up.
Yeah, I don't know, something.
Yeah, so that to me, so far, it did not get me intrigued. I really, if Lamis wasn't there, I don't think I would have enjoyed it even a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
She really did make it, and she's not even. I'm not just like I'm not blowing smoke up her ass. She's not that great, but she's just the best character in the show, and she really does make it enjoyable.
I think I was telling you this too. Like, it's a shame that she's in this because she actually has a really great character design. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like a very nice, like her outfit, the way her hair looks, like very very distinct.
Yeah, like she's modest, but yeah,
Yeah.
she's super strong.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, you're definitely right on that. I think that they could have just got rid of the vending machine altogether, and that anime would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like they could have. It would have been better. Now I am waiting for him to get legs and hands and arms and.
But we don't know if that's
weapon.
gonna happen.
We don't know what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
and I just don't want to spend watching what 11 more episodes, 10 more episodes,
Whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna dive even harder into the fact that he's just a vending machine that can't speak, can't move, can't
Yeah.
do anything. Another thing I found really annoying about his fact that he can't speak is like literally take a shot if you're of age to drink. Take a shot every single time someone's talking to him and they go, "Oh wow, he can speak," and he's just saying like, "Thank you, come again." Like literally, you'll be trashed after you've watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
Like that's just like the can statement. Like the
Yeah.
10 people that come up to talk to him or even see him or whatever. Oh wow, they can talk. Like how many times do you have to say that?
Yeah, no, they say that like almost every single
Yeah.
time. They come, oh, he can talk. Like they didn't believe the first person.
Yeah.
they believe the magical box that gives out food, but they don't believe that
Yeah.
it can talk.
Yeah, and it only says like 3 fucking things.
But yeah, you're right. You know, and another big, I guess, plot point that I don't like, and you said it too. We watched it. We watched the first 2 episodes together, and we talked about a lot of the scenes. He can transform.
Yeah, and they don't show that until like the past like the last 5 minutes of the second
Yeah,
episode.
but so he can transform into any vending machine, but he chooses to be the big bulky box that's probably like 300 pounds, opposed to being the slender one that would be easily convenient for Lamis to walk around with. Like he could probably turn into like a backpack size vending machine. But nope, he goes back to his original form of being a giant ass 300-pound box
Yeah.
for her to carry around.
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't like that. I felt so
I
dumb.
mean,
watching
his name's Boxo, so I guess he
Yeah.
has to.
He has to be a box. He can't. He has no options. Yeah. Anything else there?
Other negatives? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I could probably think of
Oh
some.
yeah, we could probably pull out. We can
Yeah,
watch like so really, I mean, clearly we didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
that much.
the villains are very subpar. I mean, they're like frog people, and then the big bads, the king frog.
You're right. The villains are kind of like
Like for being in a labyrinth, you know, like
yes.
and again, this kind of ties back into me. Like I'm waiting for something cool to happen. You know, I want to see something a little. I understand it's the premise is supposed to be a joke, kind of, but I wanted to see it at least be cool. You know?
No, I agree, and I wanted, and I like when they introduced the big bad in the very first episode. I think that's kind of a cool way of doing it, like where he was like the vending machines here, like he knows and like, he's a big bad, but we saw no real like threat except those damn frogs.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, that's not a really cool like villain, like or like you know, it's not really that cool.
Yeah.
They just come out with like little like weapons and they just get steamrolled by the group. So yeah, I didn't like the villains either. So
Yeah, the fight scene wasn't very well animated. The anime itself is pretty well drawn. I have no really.
Yeah, I have a quarrel with that. You're right, because I like animes that show like them actually fighting.
Yeah.
Like boxing. I like it. Like, you know, what I don't like is whenever they strike and it's a freeze frame and like they're just like it's same picture just spreading apart.
Yeah, yeah.
They did that.
Or they'll be crossing one another back and
Yeah,
forth.
yeah. I mean, it just didn't show any action.
Yeah.
I'm used to like you know, like the shonens that like show them like actually like squabbing up and you can see their fists flying and things like that. You didn't get that here. Yeah, I think that's really all I have.
I don't know. I'm not going to try to think of anything else.
It's not. So before we tell you whether to watch it or drop it, I'm sure you guys already know where we're leaning. What's the reviews? Like, is there like don't give a review, but like what do other people say about it?
All right, so I pulled up the light novel reviews on Amazon, and it is rated 4.6 out of 5 by 479 different people.
Wait, how many?
479 ratings, and it's rated a 4.6 out of 5. This is the light novel though, not the anime. But
Yeah, well, come on. How much better could like I'm sure the light novel describes more, maybe. And I mean, I'm sure it does, but I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people. Like, why would anyone put this?
4.6, like
Yeah.
that's an extremely high rating. You're putting
Yeah.
that in like top tier anime list or top tier story here.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I agree.
Like, you're basically saying this is a must read light novel.
Yeah, and like, I wouldn't read it.
I don't intend to read it.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't. You'd have to pay me to read it. Let's put it that way.
I would read it if.
Like if I went to Barnes and Noble right now and bought the light novel and brought it home, you would read it.
Yeah, if you bought it.
If I bought it.
Yeah,
okay.
if you bought it, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy that piece of shit. All right, let's go ahead and give our ratings, whether or not our ratings. See, just go and say if we watch it.
Yeah,
or
are we gonna continue watching it, or are we gonna drop it, Steve?
We're gonna fucking drop it.
Yeah,
There's no way.
Zero interest.
Yeah, none. Yeah.
Even after the first episode, I was like struggling to want to convince myself to watch the second one, and it was honestly just hope, like pure hope that something cool would happen, that the vending machine would be cool. Lamus was great. Everything else about it, no, I wasn't about it.
Nope. Yeah. So I you know, and this is what we like. We haven't seen the full anime. We
Yeah.
just saw the first 2 episodes. So
Yeah.
go ahead and comment down below, or you know, tweet at us, or you know, let us know what you think. Maybe it does get better. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe you can convince me to watch episode 3. It's gonna be,
Not even watch the rest. Not even watch
you
the
have to
rest.
convince me to watch like
One more episode.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. We didn't when we watched the first episode. We both kind of agreed that we didn't want to watch the second one.
Yeah.
But we still did.
We wanted to see the intro.
Yeah, we did want to see the intro. Yes. So yeah, you know, take our advice. Don't. It's your wasted time watching this anime.
Yeah.
So I say drop it. We both say drop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all that we have for this episode. Catch us next week for another first look at another anime that we're considering watching. Maybe something that's hot.
If there's something that you guys think of that you want us to check out, whether it's old or new, something airing, something that maybe you haven't checked out before, we'll go ahead and give the same breakdown on the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't care. Like we'll watch whatever.
Yeah.
Like we've seen some weird ones, and we'll talk about that maybe in another episode. But yeah, send it to us. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you guys later on the next episode.
Yep.
Bye.
Laters.
That was good.
I think that was good.
Yeah. Except you got to kind of go. There's like a flow.